we're trying our third attempt, and she's here.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, technical hitches this morning. Do you know what? I always get really like panicky before I do a live, and every time I've done them before, they've been fine. And then today, 3 attempts, but
we got there.
We got there. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks, Siobhan. Thanks for having me on. It's nice to go live on Instagram. I've not done this before myself, so it's all a new learning curve for me too.
It's really exciting, isn't it? And do you know what? I feel quite privileged because over the last couple of weeks, I've got to speak to some fantastic VAs who actually I've kind of known virtually for quite a long time. But we still haven't met in real life because you can't see anyone in real life. But I've actually had proper conversations rather than kind of snatched messages on social media and comments on each other's posts and stuff like that. So I'm really lucky and I'm really enjoying doing these. So as much as they're nerve-wracking and I can't work out Instagram Live, we're getting there.
Yeah, that's good.
So, and I just wanted to do a really quick kind of just an intro to you, find out a bit more about your business and just a general chit-chat really about VA life. So did you want to get started and just tell everybody who you are?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Anne Reid. My business is called the PA Portal. I set it up 2017. I was made redundant after working in the corporate world for over 20 years as a PA. Is there a lot of feedback? I'm hearing feedback, but are you hearing feedback?
I'm not
anyway,
too bad.
I'll carry on. So I set up the business after being made redundant, and I haven't looked back. It was the best thing I ever did. It's allowed me to work from home, be flexible, to fit around my family, but to also deliver a fantastic service to my clients. I've been very lucky since day one. I've been fully booked, and I have been for 3.5 years now with lots of different clients. I was looking at my Toggle reports the other day, just looking back and reflecting. And I think I've worked with 45 different businesses in the 3.5 years. And I'm currently supporting, I think it was 15 or 16 at the moment.
Wow.
So I just love that I can use my skills and my expertise that I've learned over many years working in the corporate world to help small business owners and freelancers and sole traders with their own business.
And do you have a particular niche? Like, do you work with a particular industry, or is there particular tasks and stuff that you like to do?
No, I'm quite diverse. I started off as being a very all-encompassing VA, PA, personal tasks, lots of sales and customer-related kind of tasks. But I've kind of honed my skills over the years, and I'm now focusing more on digital marketing. I've always been doing social media for clients, but that's growing more. But email marketing is more of my little baby at the moment. I'm a MailChimp partner, one of about 90 people in the UK certified by MailChimp to deliver an expert service. So a lot of my clients come to me because they want support, and they have a MailChimp account, for example, or another email marketing account. They're not quite sure how to get the best out of it, so I use my experience and help them either write campaigns or sort of tweak their settings just to make sure they get open and click rates higher than they're currently getting. Digital marketing is kind of where I'm going, but I have a team of associates that work with me and support me with all different tasks for different clients as and when there's a demand for that. So that's why I love it. Every day is different. So
I always notice about you, and that's why you kind of stand out for me, that your marketing is just good. It's really good. And your LinkedIn is always, some people tend to kind of post on different platforms the same stuff. We've all been guilty of it, but your LinkedIn is always excellent. They're actually really thought-provoking articles, and they're great. I was having a little Instagram stalk of you the other day, and it was, it's just good. Do you do all that yourself?
Yeah, I do all my own marketing, and that's why clients have come to me for various tasks, like an admin or a basic PA task, and then they've said, oh, I love your marketing. Could you do that for my business? And I've actually grown. That's how I've grown more organically. I mean, I have got some training behind me, but it's very much, I'm a business owner. I know how to market my own business. So I use that and I help others to do that as well. But yeah, LinkedIn is definitely, I love LinkedIn. There's so much opportunity out there that lots of business owners don't realize. A lot of my bigger clients have come to me through LinkedIn, and then also personal referrals. That's where I tend to get most of my clients. But LinkedIn is perfect for VAs. If you're not on LinkedIn and, you know, looking at the opportunities on there and connecting with the right people, then you're missing a trick.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm going to nab you, Anne, for one of my next speaking events when we have someone doing our networking, because I think that marketing is something that I get asked all the time. So to have a little expert like you on board, I'm going to nab you. So in one of the next networking meetings, we're going to have Anne. She hasn't agreed yet, but she's going.
No, that's fine. Can't say no now, can I?
You can't. No, you definitely can't. So my next question was, why did you become a VA? So I think you've touched on that already, that you were made redundant.
Yeah. So I was working in my corporate career. I was working for the role I last had before being made redundant. I was working remotely from my director anyway. I was working in an office in a different county, and we only had telephone conversations, you know, daily. But I was still able to manage the workload. So I was already a remote PA. So I knew that when I was made redundant, you know, I was like, this is the opportunity. I'd researched about being VAs previously, and I've never had really the guts to kind of push myself and go for it. But obviously with redundancy, I just didn't have a reason not to. So I just thought I'd try it. I've got, fortunately, I had a redundancy package in my pocket. So I had 6 months to make a go of it. And within like a month, I already knew there was no going back. So yeah, it's just fantastic that you can work around your own family life. I have a daughter who's 7, and that was my main goal. But I've still maintained that kind of career love that I had in the corporate world, and even more so, I'm more proud really of myself and the achievements that I've made in my own business. And I think I think if any VAs kind of or PAs out there thinking that I don't know whether I should go for it, I think try it and see, and then I think you'll fall in love with it.
Yeah, I was doing some marketing training the other day. Sorry, my light keeps going on. I was doing some marketing training the other day, and actually the lady on it was just like, there's never a right time to do it. You'll never feel like it's perfect, and you'll look at your old marketing from a year ago and go, oh, that was awful. But you just have to get to the point where you just do it, because otherwise you'll just stop yourself all the time and you'll talk yourself out of it. Yeah. And I just thought that was really good advice. I mean, like as she was saying, I looked at stuff that I'd done when I first started in like 2015, 16. I was like, oh my God, this is nonsense. What have I put out? But it got me started and it got me clients. And I think you kind of just have to have a bit of self-belief and go, right, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely. Self-belief is everything. I know when I started my journey, lots of PAs that I previously worked with kind of followed me on my social media, contacted me and said, you know, is this for me? And I'd always give them the advice is like, you really have to be confident in your own ability to market yourself and have self-belief. And if you don't, I don't think you'll be successful. You know, you can't promote yourself, then no one else is going to do it for you. And I know it can seem a bit big-headed and a bit, I don't know, it doesn't come natural to others. But when it's your business and you want to make a living out of it, you have to do it. And if you haven't got the confidence, unfortunately, I don't think you'll be as successful as you could be.
No, I think also you've kind of got to take your personal stuff out of it and just go, do you know what, I want to do this. And people don't really care, do they, what you're doing? Like, if I'm not interested in someone's post, I'll just scroll past. So the only people that are going to look at it are, people that really care about what you're doing anyway. So I think you've kind of got to take that out of it, that everyone looks at your social media and everyone cares, because a lot of people don't do that.
No, we know that. The algorithm doesn't show it to those people anyway. So you're fine. Just go with it. Be confident.
So one of my next questions was, what do you specialise in? I think we've touched on that as well. So I know you work with associates. So how many associates have you got? Tell us a bit about your associates.
Yeah, sure. So they're kind of very flexible at the moment. I think throughout the whole of COVID, a lot of my associates are parents as well, and obviously we were all homeschooling for a period of time, so that kind of dropped down a little. So now I'm kind of building, since September I've been building back up again as I've brought in extra clients. So associates, I've got 3 or 4 kind of they're all sort of contracted and ready to work as and when there are tasks. And they all specialise in different areas really. So I like the fact that I can get associates that have different skill sets that complement mine. I would never bring in business from a client that I couldn't do myself.
Yeah.
But I would only work with an associate that had, you know, complementary skills, because although as a lead VA, you don't want to be checking the associate's work. You do have to have an understanding of what the work is that they're doing. And if you don't, you could really, you know, mess up for the client. And that is exactly what you don't want to do, because in the end, it reflects on your own business.
Yeah, it does. And ultimately, the buck stops with you, doesn't it? So actually, if you can't, you know, if you can't fix it and someone's messed it up, then you are really stuck. And that's quite an awkward conversation to have. So I would agree with you. I use associates in my business. Don't get me wrong, some of them are better at what they do than I would. You know, I've got one lady who's like just fantastic at Canva, and you know, but I can do Canva, right? You know, I can kind of improve with it. So I kind of think, I agree with you there. And I think sometimes we've learned the hard way as well as VAs that, you know, when you take, as I always said, when I started, I thought I was kind of jack of all trades, and I was actually master of none, and I was dreadful. And you know, you kind of learn that actually I need to stick at what I'm good at, don't you? Because
and you enjoy those tasks more then as well, and you actually deliver a better service for your clients if you do hone your skills a little bit and deliver what you want. But all of my associates, I've built up personal relationships with them. I haven't, like, you know, I know them, I've met them physically. I've actually nurtured a couple of them. They weren't VAs, they actually kind of came under my umbrella a little bit and then went out and set up their own successful businesses. So they, you know, there's a real connection there, and a bit of a loyalty between us. So it's lovely that we built that strength up as a team.
Yeah, you have to like the people you work with, don't you? Clients and associates and just everyone, really. I mean, life is so much easier when you enjoy working with people. And it can be hell if you don't, can't it? I think that's what I like about being a VA, is the fact that actually you can kind of pick and choose who you want to. You get a feel for clients before you start with them. You don't take on anyone in your business that you don't specifically, you know, really like and see that you can have a good working relationship with. So I love it. So my next and last question, Anne, is we've got quite a lot of VAs following this account who are just brand new and just starting out, which is why I started it, really. So what advice would you give to someone that's just starting out?
I would think that they need to invest in themselves. They need to certainly focus on their marketing, and put that quite high up on their strategy. They've got to constantly think about how to market themselves whilst honing their skills as they're starting to develop. I mean, I didn't do any of the VA training courses that are out there because I felt I had enough experience myself. I have done the odd course, but I haven't done a complete workshop how to be a VA. That may suit some people, and I would certainly say look into that and invest in that if you feel that will give you the confidence to then go on and promote yourself. But I would just say to VAs that, you know, go for it and try it. If you're, you know, lucky enough to have a little bit of, you know, in your back pocket to try it, then what's the worst that could happen? All you need is you know, a Facebook account. Potentially you don't even need a website to start. I mean, it does help, and just get out there and start and tell everybody, family, friends, that you know that you want to be a VA and that's what you're going to do. Explain it to them, because your first clients will come from your own network that you already know. You probably already know your own client, your first own client. So get out there and just promote yourself.
Yeah, it's also funny, isn't it? Like how you like. I mean, I share stuff on my personal Facebook page every so often about my VA stuff, and I mean, someone that I've been friends with for years has got a recruitment business, and in the summer he was like, "Siobhan, I've had to furlough all my admin staff. You couldn't just help me do some CVs?" And I was like, "God, we've gone for drinks, like we know each other really well, and yeah, you know, this business comes kind of 4 years down the line, so you kind of never know who's watching and when it's going to pay off either, I always think.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the majority of my clients have come through personal referral. From clients that I've worked with who know me through a friend or a family member, and then those clients then refer me on to their own networks, and that's the beauty. Word of mouth referrals are really strong. So yeah, definitely get out there and you know, be confident with your own skills. And we all have bad days. Imposter syndrome, you know, raises its head every day. But you just have self-belief, and I think you'll be successful. That would be my sort of advice to new VAs.
That's really lovely, and do you know what, it's really useful to kind of see other VAs that are along in their journey, because I think sometimes you kind of just get swamped at the beginning, don't you? And you think, oh my God, like there's so much to take in. Also, you don't have to know everything all at once. You learn as you go, don't you? So,
absolutely, yeah. I mean, no one is ever going to know everything in any industry. So just, you know, you have a really good core understanding of the skills that you want to offer, then yeah, go for it. And then you can always add and layer on as time goes on.
Brilliant. Well, Anne, I'm going to let you go because I'm conscious that I've taken up too much of your time already, mainly because I was messing around with my Instagram. Like, I can't wait to see what those outtakes are going to be like, honestly. But I really, really appreciate you doing this. It's really kind of you to give up your time to do this. And I'd love to have you speak at an event soon, so I'm going to message you about it. And yeah, thank you so much and have a brilliant rest of your day.
Thanks very much for having me
All right.
to chat. Yeah.
Thank
you. Bye.